want to say, go ahead and get it out of the way. Time's up, heads up, eyes up, hands up, that's how we do today. Put a smile on your face, let's forget about yesterday. Yesterday was just a lesson we got out the way. We learn, we move on. You don't stay strong, staying put, keep it moving, that's where you belong. Bigger and better than ever before, tasty as a bun with a sinner. Man, you're a winner, man. How you trying to live in the past? That's a sinner, man. So get your smile on, turn your face to the sun, and get your shine on, ride on. The good feelings are just too strong. It's kinda hard to pout when you got your stride on. And find someone to share it with. It's contagious, smiles always catch it quick. Friend or stranger, it doesn't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter who you are, smiles always fit. I know it's not the end of the argument. I know the old habits are hard to quit. But right now we ain't having it. Put a clap with it, 'cause it's a new day. We are live on the Twitch.tvs. Hello, good evening, and welcome to this rare Thursday stream. And a rare music stream, to be honest with you, although this is the second time this week I've done this. So tonight, doing some more music. So I started this song on Tuesday, and basically spent an hour and a half on it to get to the point that I'm at right now. And I have done a couple things since Tuesday. The first thing was, I'll show you here in a second, but there's no news since yesterday. Don't really have anything exciting to tell you. So you know what, the song isn't going to finish itself, and it's already 8 o'clock. So I'm going to jump in right now, and we're going to check this song out. So basically, the plan for tonight, so basically on Tuesday, I made the basic loop. It's an 8-measure loop. Let me flip over to the main screen here so you can see what's going on. Made the basic loop on Tuesday, and what I'm going to be doing tonight is trying to cut the song up, figure out some different effects that I want to do, and then we'll see how far I get. If I'm lucky, I can get this whole song done tonight. So let's listen to the main loop, and then we'll go from there. Here we go. So what I basically have to do is figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to start the song out. So let me just start by muting everything, and let's see how I want to start. Now, my original plan was to start with this sound. Thought occurs to me that the bloop bloops don't get re-triggered. what I have to decide essentially is how I want to layer this in. Okay, so the question is, do I want to start with anything else? So I've got this, excuse me, I've got this part here. But I want to start with something like the bass. I can't start with the bass because I have the bass sidechained. That was one other thing I did. So I sidechained the bass a bit. Okay, well I think I just have to start doing stuff and I'll muck with it later if I need to. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start as we plan. So we're going to start with this. Which is, what is that one? That one is, okay, first of all I'm going to move that up to there so I can kind of see everything in one screen. Where is the snare loop? Here it is. So that one is going to begin. And then we're going to grab the bloop bloop. That's going to be next. Oh, I need to make sure I'm locking this. Let's do it to quarter notes. So we're doing that. Then what are we doing? I think I was going to put, what was I going to do? Okay, hold on. Let's solo that. Back to the beginning. Can't remember what I was going to do after that. I'm thinking drums next, maybe? So, possibly drums. So, kick, that one, hi-hats. No, that can't come in yet. At least not that one. So, here... Okay, I'm not liking that. I need, what do I need here? Not the hats, maybe the kick. I'm thinking maybe the pad. So basically what I need to do is, okay, so let's try this again here. King James, what's going on, King James? DJ Paul with the fat beats. Working on it. Well, funny story is that originally the plan for this was to, there's somebody, so I did the intro music for my buddy Caliburn, and originally the plan was, somebody else had asked me, hey, you should do a song for me, and I'm like, sure, why not? But they're probably not going to end up using this because this isn't anything close to what they had hoped for. But I didn't promise them anything, mercifully, so if the person I probably won't even give this to the person that I originally made it for. I might shop it around, see if anybody else wants it. In the meantime, I need to clean up this. Oops, I didn't move that. And this one. Okay, so I do want that. The question is, what do I want next? I'm thinking the pad, maybe. Maybe the pad next. Let's bump all that stuff forward. I can live with that. And then I'm thinking the bass next. So at this point, I want the bass in, bump everything else up. Bump up the leads. I'm basically trying to layer it in. I won't be able to layer it out, unfortunately. So I could go bass and hi-hat at this point. Would that work? Let me pull this back here. Let's see.
problem is with an 8-measure loop, it takes a while. But I mean, it's like a Twitch intro song, so the whole idea of it is that it's going to take a lot of time to run through and build, right? Like, it's got to be 3-4 minutes. I can live with that. Then the hi-hats and the bass. Might pull the hi-hat down a little bit. Again, where is that right there? Yeah. Pull it out slightly. Okay, so this is at a minute in. That's not terrible. Oh, another thing I was going to do, because that one lead sound is really harsh, so I was going to do... Is this the right one? That's not the right one. This one here. Okay, hold on. Is this it? Where's the... Good gravy. So the problem I have, excuse me, the problem I have with this sound is it's a bit harsh. So I was going to put a filter in there, but apparently it already is filtered. So what I need to do is look through these wave files up here. So there's 3 of them. See which one is the harshest. They're all pretty harsh. Okay. There's a way to, like, to the drive? I can't remember. All these electronic musical tools, what happened to doing the old-fashioned way? Like, with all the instruments I got in the closet behind me? The problem with doing it with instruments is that it takes a long time. That is effectively how that works. Oh, there we go, a bit of a low-pass filter, that might work. Not too much, so it doesn't lose the, completely lose the edge. That's a little better, we'll go with that. Okay, so... Yes, I do have a closet filled with guitars and keyboards and electronic drum kit and stuff. But, again, doing it this way, doing computer style, makes it faster. Alright, so, at this point, what do we have? At that point, the bloop bloop comes in. This point, the pad comes in right here, the bass and the hi-hat come in, which I'm not mad at. And then I'm going to have the solo lead come in here. And then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do... So I'm going to have that come in there. And then I'm going to have everything else come in. I'll like cut a piece out somewhere. So there's a bit of a drop, and then it'll come in with everything. Bam, right there. So the question is, what do I want to drop out? That is the question. Maybe the percussion? You can probably hear the dishwasher or the laundry machine in the background. Sorry about that. Alright, so if I wanted to cut something out, what would I cut out? I'm thinking maybe the drums. That's what I'm thinking. So let's go into here. We're gonna split that one and the kick and the snare loop just to give me a bit of flexibility. And everything else should be good. So let's zoom in on that. 3, 4, bam, right here. I really need to get faster using this program. So all of the percussion can come out. I also need to figure out a nice filter of some sort. See what this sounds like with the drums cut out at the end. I wonder if I cut the pad out too, I wonder. it sound better with a drum fill as a lead into the percussion? Probably, but I have bigger problems. I just realized I can't do all that. Because the problem is that the full loop is right here. This is the entire thing. So the problem is that here, I've got so much stuff in already, there's really not much left to add. There's the hard lead, the kick, and the stuff. I might have to put a crash cymbal or something just to give it a bit of a difference. But I don't like this. So what if I were to switch these two? If I were to pull that one back and put that one to there. Or do that. Okay, so that is the other option where I take the electronic kick, put it up to match up with the drums or whatever. So this one here, I think, is where that comes in. Hopefully this works. I had strats. The only problem with putting in a drum fill, and I'm sure it would sound better, is that would require effort. Let's just see what it sounds like when everything comes in. Okay, what I am going to do here is I am going to cut some stuff out. I am going to cut that one and that one. And so I want to have the bass in. And maybe I'll cut the bloop bloop too. Should I cut the pad? We'll see if I cut the pad or not. Okay, so we do that. We're going to pull the bloop bloop back. We're going to pull the pad back. We're going to pull the loop back to there. Going to cut the hi-hat out. See what that sounds like. Hope this works. Okay, so I don't like that hard lead in there, which is this track. So I'm going to pull that out to there. It needs to have something there to carry a bit of a melody line. Let's try the pad. Or I might be stuck actually. Don't know if I totally like that, but I might not have enough tracks to do this. Okay, one thing that can help with that is if I cut off some of the end. If I just go like, get rid of the last two organ, go to there. Needs to be one more. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll try that. So is it too weird now? That's the question. Okay, here's what I'm going to try. Not entirely happy with that. Let me give it one more listen here. Let's see. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. The question is with the drums, do I want to throw in a crash of some sort? Like that one. Something nice and subtle. Might be too subtle. Yeah, I can't hear it. I could make it louder, but what I need is a filter. Essentially what I need is a band pass filter, or even like a high pass filter, low pass filter. Let's get those two mixed up. Do I have, what is going on? Oh, that's the wrong thing. Oh my goodness, I'm hitting buttons I shouldn't be hitting. I was hitting the window button instead of the alt button to bring up my console, and everything was going crazy. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got everything running through the music channel, except for the drums, which I'm not mad at. I do have a side-chained compressor I can use there at some point. The other thing I want to do is... let me do it this way so I can actually see what I'm doing. That simple eighth note lead in might work just fine. Doesn't need to get complicated or fancy. An eighth note lead in. You're thinking an eighth note lead in with the drums? Stop hitting buttons. I know, right? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw this FX chain here. I'm going to put in... I don't even know what I have. I so rarely use a filter. A wah-wah filter? Would that work? Phase, multiband modulator, gate, equalizer? Should I just do an EQ? Mod filter. What does this do? Filter mode, LFO, manual off. Is that LFO attack? I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Delete that. Alright, so don't want that one. Phaser channel tools, boost, adaptive limiter. I might have to just fake it with an EQ or something. I think. Oh, it's doing weird things. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay, so let's see if I can just mess with this a little bit, see what it sounds like. Not actually working because I actually need it to be a proper thing. What is all? Oh yeah, I forgot I installed those. Comp control mini EQ. I don't know what those do. That's a tuner. That's ozone. That's guitar rig. That is, what do we have here? De-esser, compressor, brick wall, phaser, chorus, reverb. That's more reverb. BI filter. What's a BI filter? Let's find out. Aha! This could be what I'm looking for. Let's get rid of that one. Open. I should probably save what I've got as well. Okay. Okay, so the question now becomes, where do I want to put this? So I think I might throw, like, if you're talking about like a that eighth note lead in, if you're thinking like I was thinking maybe I will try and find a crash to throw in there. This is just, okay, so that's just a thing. Okay, I need to put in some markers here. This is being difficult, so let's call this, I don't know, full bit. And so here. Low pass 30 dB off, low pass, low high pass. What do we have? Do you have like a band pass somewhere? We do. You know, the ones that are about to rock the house. That is a little bit much. 6 dB? Okay, what I didn't do when I was putting this in is actually think about how I want to, what I'm actually changing here. Probably should have done that before. So let me go back to, let me pull up the markers to make it easier for me to get back to where I'm going. Back to there, let me make that a bit smaller. So what's going on here? Okay, so the filter's an option, but again, time's of the essence. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a nice big crash symbol. We'll check in here. What else do we have? It's a little bit harsh. I want it to be big sounding. I don't know if I like that one. That one's not bad. That one's not bad. So that's a 17-inch HHX. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this marker and move it back 2 measures to 39, because then I can actually just hit that and hit play and it will give me this. Ooh, that one's nice and dark. Might go with that one, dark thin. I'm more of a Sabian guy. Still should make good symbols, don't get me wrong. That one's not bad. Splash. Okay, so I definitely need 2. I can't use the same thing. So let me grab that Sabian and let me grab what's the 17 inches. Where's the other artisan one here? Go something like that. Let's try that. I'm not sure. The problem is, I don't mind the way it sounds. The problem is it's out of character for the song. Like, it doesn't really go with anything else. Like, yeah, I don't like that. It's totally out of character. So what I will do is I instead will just pull some of that stuff back, and that will give me the pickups. So even if I pull like that back, something like that, it'll help anyways. Let me just do that. Oop, do that. And where's my snare loop? If I pull that back and measure, what does that sound like? Don't like that. Where is that snare? Snare. Right here, I think. 2, 3, 4. So if I do that, so it still needs a crash, but at least the crash won't be the whole thing. Well, I'm not convinced I like that particular snare there. Okay, I'm trying to do this quickly. let me get rid of that and see if that helps. That'll do. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to... I just need one big crash if I do this. That one's not bad. That one's better. What else do I have for... I'm pretty sure I've got like a couple different... I got a session drummer. Let's see what session drummer will give me. Oh, I should probably load a drum kit, shouldn't I? Which one do I use? Oh, hold on. Electric Dark Lord of the Seth. I'm just going to load this just to see what it sounds like. I mean, it's named Dark Lord of the Seth, so... You can't double up on the crash cymbal. I absolutely could. But I gotta find a combination. I gotta find the sound I like. And typically with this one, I go with this Steve Slate Sizzle. Let's go with the dry. I can put a... I'd go with the wet, but I'm gonna go with the dry just because I can do my own effect on it if I think it needs it. And it probably will, but... I'm not entirely convinced I like the attack on that. Let's try this one. That's going to take a while to load. Oh, you know what? I wish... Oh, if I had my sound library handy. I had an old MIDI module that I bought back in, like, the 90s, and it had an amazing crash sound. And what I actually did was I gave myself a reverse crash. I just took the crash sound and flipped it around and gave myself my own reverse crash. Ooh. That's kind of nice, actually. That's actually kind of nice. Huh. Okay. So let me just try a different one and see if it actually sounds any different. That's roughly the same. Try the third one. Aight. Well, let's do this. Let's grab this session drummer track and pull that up here somewhere, like to there. And let's pop back to there, and we're going to pull this up, my piano roll, and we're going to find this crash. There's one. There's two. Go with both. Right there. So one right there, and one right there. And I'm going to crank them both up. Make sure they're at full whatever. And then I'm going to pull up my mixer, and I'm going to route them appropriately. So this is my session drummer. This is going into the drums bus. And I'll pull the volume down a little bit. And I'm also going to, before I do anything else, I'm going to add a compressor to it. But not that one. I don't need that. Remove. Okay, so I'm going to go insert, effects chain. I'm going to run this through a... You know what? I like the Neve boards. This here is my console emulation. What's going on, Hwarang? Welcome here. Just messing with some console emulation. So basically, oh, and there's the host from Hwarang. Thank you very much. This down here is a console emulator. So basically, I've got, I can't believe it's not an SSL, I can't believe it's not a Neve, and I can't believe it's not a Trident or something. I'm particularly partial to the Neve sound myself. Okay, so I want to use this compressor, super fast attack, and what I'm actually going to do, let's get rid of that, is I'm going to solo the crash track, like so, and I'm going to basically just loop that, like so, and I can just mess with the compression. Here we go. Just want to take the edge off the top of it. Especially when a pretty, almost like a limiter kind of compression. So that's pulling it back 3 dB. It's not bad. It's definitely helping. I don't know. We'll try that. So let's see what that sounds like. Let's pull it back to there. A couple extra measures. All right. Forgot I had soloed. Let's ignore that. Volume. Forgot I had the looping turned on. Okay, so I don't think I totally liked that. I may EQ it as well. So what I'm thinking is something like that, and I want to boost around there. Let's try that. That's a little bit much. Try somewhere around there. That's better. It's not super bright, but that's okay. It's got lots of presence, which is good. And that leads me nicely into the big bit. Okay. One more listen to see what's going on. I'll allow it. Diane, did you need something?
The washing machine is done.
Oh, okay.
I'll go here in a sec.
Oh, okay. Okay, so far so good. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how that builds into the big bit. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So now what I need to do is I need to basically mess around with the bits and pieces over here. So I'm going to just put that back to a whole note. And let's just start listening to this and seeing where I want to start kind of like cutting things out, putting things back, that sort of thing to extend it. Because right now, this is the time up here. We're at 1 minute and 20 on the song right now. That's not long enough. Okay, here we go. Thinking about letting this run through for like 16 measures or something. Dad's in trouble again. Well, it's just, my wife had come downstairs and was sitting just in the room next door, and I'm kind of like, at first she just came in to wave. So like when she comes downstairs, she usually wave and say hi or whatever. And so she's sitting there, and I kind of glance over, and she's like, I can only see her feet sticking out from the couch. I'm like, is everything okay? Anyways. Everything's fine. That's what's important. All right, back to here and play. Caught himself in a pickle. So again, this is designed to be run behind game clips and stuff. So yes, it's repetitive, and yes, it's whatever, but I'm thinking at this point is getting rid of this one. That's what I want to do right there. Then what I'm going to do here is do a bit of a breakdown. Bam, right there. So here's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to unmute that, and I'm going to switch tools again. What's that button? F5 and F8. Kind of wish they were lower on the keyboard, but whatever. I'll stop being whiny. Okay, so we're going to delete that, and then here at this point, what we're going to do is something needs to drop out. The Question is, what? So, okay. We're gonna go through this set of 8. It's gotta be a drum, right? It's gotta be a drum. So if I leave the big kick, something else has gotta go though. This lead here's gotta go. Okay, so getting closer. Because where's that leave me? That puts him at 224. You know what? If it's 3.5 minutes, I won't complain. Pull this back and see what we can see here. I really want to get this done tonight because I mean, if I can get it done by like 9:30, which is 45 minutes away from now, would have been this song done in 3 hours, right? Like 3 hours of time to go from nothing to this, which I'm not mad at. Imagine if I actually spent more time on this stuff. Ninja Disco. It's the only move I got. Something else here's got to drop out. I'm thinking the organ could probably go. Can't see my keyboard through my microphone. Okay, here we go. The thing with this... Hold on, let me just listen to this transition. So I'm trying to avoid doing too much of the same. Like to me, I hear another break there, but I just did a break right there, so I don't do it there again. So the thing about, yes, would make way more sense to actually spend more time and do this, is I'm kind of challenging myself to like do this quickly and just try and get it done. I don't think I'm gonna get it done tonight because once I get this all pieced together, I still have to do the extra and figure that out. And then of course there's the actual mixing part, which is where it gets difficult. Although I might just like compress the heck out of everything and then we'll see. But I don't like a lot of compression. Anyways, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's see what this sounds like back to here. Oh yeah, no, I listened to that one. This one I want. For here. That there. Let me grab this guy. If I can, nope, I need to zoom in more. I want to grab these crashes. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend that by like a measure to make it easier for me to grab. Let's copy that, paste it there, not there, paste it on this track, there, not there, paste it on that track, there, thank you. Composer issues. You're looking at 3 a.m. and decide to start over. True story. Okay, so that one I'm actually generally okay with. Again, it's not letting the great be the enemy of the good, because I've got to the point where, like, for a long time I decided I really wanted to be super pro at making music, and happens to the best of us and me. I decided I wanted to be super pro at making music, and I was like working really hard, and I kind of realized I don't have the knowledge or the experience to do it. And for me, it's more important to get things done because I'll learn more by doing new stuff than I will by working on the same thing over and over and over again and then losing my ear for it. So with this one, like the song I did for Caliburn, for his countdown, did that in 24 hours. Like, just it was just not in 24 hours of work, but it was finished 24 hours after I started. This one would be the same thing, but like I say, in about 40 minutes from now, it would have been 3 hours of work. which honestly, for me, that's amazing. So, and we'll see, who knows, maybe I'll shop it around, see if anyone wants to use it. Let's listen to this again, see if I like the way it comes back in, and then we'll start breaking the song down, because at this point we will be at 224. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So what I might do is give it another 16 or so. Should I give it another 16? Yeah, another 16. And then at this point here, I'm going to get rid of that thing. Doop. I'm going to make that a measure. I'm going to make that note 2 measures long, and then I'm going to throw in some automation volume at that point there and that point there. Although actually technically it's that point there, and do that. So what that will sound like is. That's fine. Again, the whole idea is that the music is not going to be the focal point of this video, or what this is used for. So at that point, what I might do is I might get rid of, actually let's do this instead. Let's automate that out too. Volume, so from here, no, from, well, there's fine, and then we'll do it to like there, pull that down like so, not like so, like so, to pull the whole thing down. And then let's give that a listen. So that will get rid of that second leady kind of thing. We're at 3 minutes already, which is good. I'm trying to think of how long the song for my countdown is. That at all, so let's get rid of that and let's just cut the thing right out. Let's just do a hard cut right there. So the only other question then is, do I want to do something like at the very end, do something like that, the organ, and that? And have this be the end bit, basically, just have this go forever and ever and fade out. Okay, hold on, I'm just gonna play my own countdown song real quick. So that was the first 2 notes of that. That is 3 minutes 51. So this is actually going to end up being longer if I do this. So the question is, do I want to do it? Alright, so let me see here. That's organ, so we're getting rid of the bass. Getting rid of the pad. Leaving the bloop bloop. Getting rid of, what else do we have? The addictive drums, getting rid of this. No, the snare loop we're keeping. Getting rid of that and getting rid of that. So what does it sound like if I play it from here? Or from, I guess, from here. and I get rid of all the solo tracks. So if this works, what I'll do is I'll pull those last few tracks out a bit farther, fade out on the master bus, and then start actually mixing this thing. I might need to fix that lead sound that I drop out. I don't totally like the way that ends. How are we doing for time? 35 minutes. I'll try to grab this crash, if that would help. Should I even have it crash is the question. Oops, I don't know what I just did. Did I just paste something? No, I didn't. Okay. Let's go copy and paste. And paste. Okay, what am I doing? Undo paste, undo paste. Copy and select that track and paste. There we go. Let's play it about halfway through. Okay, so I'm okay with that. It's a bit of a harsh dropout, but 2, 3, 4, 1. So I need to crash there. Oh my goodness, what have I done? Let's make that like a 16th note. Huh. Default length is kind of weird. 3 and 4. 1, 2. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to take this and pull those down like so. So it sounds like this. Okay, it's a little bit much. Let's turn those up slightly. I love computers. Okay, here we go. Don't know what led me to composer issues with video games as a kid. I would just decide to start the game over because I felt my progress wasn't good enough. I never cared, to be honest. I would always play games on the easiest level just because I wanted to see what the ending was. Like, I wanted to get through the story. I never really cared that much about games. Probably why I'm not good at video games now, but we'll gloss over that. Okay. What is this? Something I pasted by accident, apparently. Okay, so now what I need to do. So you know what? This is a thing. This is definitely a thing. So what I'm gonna do is I just need to pull. How far do I want that to go? Make that whole notes again. It's my snap. Okay, so let me pull this back to, I don't know, here. I need to fix this little patch right there. Half hour to mix and we'll be good. Right, I can do that, right? In theory. Sorry, punch the microphone there. My bad. I'm thinking here will be fine, because at this point, on my master bus, I'm going to start fading out. Or do I fade out? I probably should fade out. I like the way it ends like that, but again, if this is a background for a video, I should probably fade it out. So, let's start fading it out maybe there. Pull that down. That like that, change that to a slow curve, change that to a fast curve, see what that sounds like. Should start going now. There it goes. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, so put that there just to give me something to shoot at the end of the song. That looks lovely. Okay, that's done. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to do something that you should absolutely never do, and that is I'm going to start mixing it before I've actually listened to it again. I've already forgotten one thing I was going to do, which is right here. That's not what I wanted. Already forgotten that I wanted to do something with this sound right here, which is this. Ba, 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 ba. So okay, so I gotta change my snap to an 8th note. I'm gonna zoom in on this. Ba, 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 ba. Do that. And then go. Sorry, I did it over here. I did. Something like that. Let's see what that sounds like. Somewhere here. So what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to extend this out to the end of the measure, and then I'm going to grab my automation and the volume, and somewhere like there, and I don't know, there, and do that. Let's see what that sounds like. The problem is I didn't like the way the note cut off. So I want to make sure that I didn't like the release on it. So holding it for longer than using a nice smooth fade out, not a problem. Okay, done. Great. So now for the most difficult, but in my opinion, the most fun part, and that is the actual mixing of it. So here's what I need to do. I need to do a few different things. One is I need to go through and add my console emulation to everything. The other thing I need to do is, what else I need to do? We'll start with that. Console emulation, we'll start working on some compression, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So that's all going out, that's going out to Matt. Hold up a second, let me put this back to here. What tracks am I using? So I've got a room mic, I've got an overhead mic, got the bass on the drums, snare mic, the acoustic kick mic, the hi-hats, the electronic kick, my snare loop. That's a MIDI track, session drum, that's the crashes, that's already set up, and it's compressed so I can close that. This one here is the hard lead, the solo lead, bloop bloops, the pad. I'm actually, to be honest with you, pretty happy with how the whole thing sounds. See, a little effort makes the, whatever rhymes with effort. A little effort makes the effort. I didn't think that went through, disregard that, I said nothing. Somebody needs to put that on a shirt for me. A little effort makes the defort. It's like I had a stream when we were doing the GTA stream, and we were trying to get through the latest DLC, that Doomsday DLC. One of my stream titles was "Friend Work Makes the Drend Work." That seemed like a good idea at the time. All right, so anyways, long story short, I'm actually pretty happy with how the whole thing sounds. One thing I might do, if there's a good spot for it in my mix, is I might do some crazy side chaining. But I couldn't prove it. Other than that, I'm actually not unhappy with how things sound. Now, keep in mind, I've done this primarily on the headphones I'm wearing, and they are monitoring headphones. They have a very lovely flat response and everything, but I'm going to have to actually listen to this on other speakers, because I can't just do that. But so right now I've got the bass isn't compressed, but I do have a side chain there just to duck it out a little bit when the kick hits. The organ, tell you what, let's do this. Let me just loop the big bit. The full bit is right here. Do that, and do that, and that, and that. Alright, so this is going to loop everything for me. So what I'm going to do is, I mean, that bass is looking pretty flat. The bass is barely moving. If I do that, that's all I'm doing. We're talking like maybe a dB. I don't lose too much character, that's the problem. You know what? I'm good with that one. The organ I could probably compress. Oh, I don't think I want this compressor. Let's get rid of that one. And let me just stop the playback. And let's get rid of that tube emulation, remove, and insert an FX chain on the top of everything, and we're going to add in, not that one either. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's remove that. I'm going to throw in one of my favorite compressors, this one, up top. Gotta be careful, I don't want to remove too much. And it is actually phasing a little bit with the synthesizer. So I just kind of want to slightly accentuate that. Like that. Nothing major, just a little off the top. I'll go with that. Makes me wish I stuck with music, but they did the mixing of letters and numbers like in math, and I freaked out. C7 major chords and A flat 4. I actually just I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and he was like, "Man, you gotta like show me like some tricks on the guitar. You gotta show me what you do." Like, I'm just a rhythm player for the most part. I'm not very good at lead, but I was like, it's actually really simple. We sat down. We both had a guitar, sat down at the piano because he can read music. He's just not very good on a guitar. And I was just like, hey, here's how you put the chords together, and here's how it all works. And like when you see an A flat 4, an A flat sus4, or an A flat add 9, how do you put that together? How do you do that? Well, here's how the scale works. And then once you know what the starting note is, you can figure out what the scale is, and from there you just know it's the first, the third, the fifth, and whatever. And hit the mic again, and you put it. Yeah, so it's kind of cool how it's like, music is basically just it's a science. That part of it, learning music is basically a science. All right, so I'm going to compress the pad. First of all, let me just see how loud this is getting. It says 12.9. You probably can't see it's behind my face. And it's going to stay behind my face. Let me push that out a little bit. Can you see that here? It's probably too small to see, actually. I was a simple musician. Here's a sheet, play this. Turn that back on again, cutting off a little tiny bit. Pull the output down so I don't change the level too much. It's actually, you're right about where it needs to be, I think. It was 12.9 before, now it's 12.7. Down a little bit more, like there. Yeah, I learned on piano. Piano was my first instrument, so, and I'm glad it was, don't get me wrong. Because I learned a lot, learned about how music works and stuff. And I can still read music, but I have much more fun playing by ear because it's way easier. Okay, so the bloop bloops. The bloop bloops I have to be careful with because this is kind of, I mean, this song is called Copper Bloops. So I do have to be careful with the bloop bloops. In fact, I think I'm going to leave the bloop bloops because I want them to have as much character as possible. These leads now, these leads are definitely a thing. Let's remove, now you can probably hear the furnace. It's funny because right now, the way I have it set up is, so I'm working on this computer here, and I'm streaming from that computer over there. But the way I have it set up is I have like my audio interface from the desktop running out via cables into my audio interface for the laptop. But in order for it to work, I have because it's using the inputs, and I only have 2 inputs on that interface, I'm using my microphone in the desktop interface, which means I have to send both the microphone and the music out to there, which means I can hear my microphone. And I didn't realize how annoying it was to like hear the fans and the laundry and the furnace and stuff. So my bad, sorry about that. I'd have to like sit way closer and turn the microphone down or something. But anyways, okay. What am I doing? Compressing this stuff. Great, let's do that. Which one am I compressing? That one there. Okay, I can put that window back in the screen. Okay, let's do this. So this one here, let's solo that. Should I just use this compressor? I'm gonna just use this one. Okay, I just need to know what the levels are. Let's get rid of that. What are we talking about here? I saw 15.9, 15.3. 15.3. Okay. Oh wait. 14.4. Nice fast attack. Pretty happy with that. Let's turn that down. Find the right spot. 14.4. 13.9. 13.4. Maybe pull another dB out of that. Yeah, I just need a dB out of there. Let's go down to there-ish. You know what? I'll balance it afterwards. It's gotta still be balanced in their overall grand scheme of things anyways, so... the bloop bloops work fine. When you get to a track that's with the waka wakas, it's gonna get weird. Yeah, I gotta flip back to the chat screen for a second because I want to clip this or like highlight it or something. King James Gemini said, the bloop loops work fine. When you get to a track with waka wakas, it's going to get weird. That has never been said before in the history of humanity. Because the bloop loops aren't weird enough. It's the waka wakas that are going to get weird. Okay, anyways, let's go back to the bloop loops and the waka wakas. Oh man, alright, here we go. So that's generally good. Let me crank that up a little bit. That's too far. Maybe it's not too far. I don't know, I barely made a change there. That's fine. I want this one now. Let's delete that module. I'm going to get rid of that. And solo that. And that is 11.9, 11.3. It's so much louder than the other one. It's not apparently loud. It's pretty pulsy. Increase the attack time, maybe? It's a little better. Somewhere there. Because I have so few tracks, I really can't waste anything. Because effectively, I mean, if you have, you know, so how many tracks do I actually have? I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, barely 11 because one of them is just crash cymbals. Normally when I'm mixing, especially if I'm doing something that's acoustic, is I'll have like some really super subtle percussion in the background or something like that. But because I have so few tracks now, I can't waste anything I need. You know, 'cause I don't have a lot of percussion, for example. I need to have every sound, they tack on every sound because it helps add rhythm to the song. So I kind of can't fake the funk on this one. I got to make sure everything is audible. Okay, so that one we're going to call done. Again, trying to hurry. It's 9:13. I want to be done at the bottom of the hour. This is the crashes. I should probably rename that to crashes. That's already compressed. That's good to go. Snare loop. Snare loop. What do I want to do with the snare loop? That could stand a bit of compression, I would say. Although not a lot. And probably not with that one. I need something that's a bit more subtle. Let me grab this one. Something like that. And then make it a bit more subtle. So I'm only going to take like a dB or two out of there. I'm okay with that. It's also hitting the red in the console emulator, which will help give it a bit of a edge to it. This kick is important. This kick is very important. Okay, so what are we at right now? That's at 6.7, 6.8. This one is kind of super important because this is like the rock of the whole song. Do I want to compress it at all? I probably don't. Yeah, let's leave it. We'll let it breathe. It's also hitting the red line in the console emulator, which is lovely. What's next? The hi-hats. Okay, the hi-hats I actually very much want to... I very much want the hi-hats to hit this. I'm going to crank the drive up all the way. Actually, no, I'm not going to. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw in a tape emulator. This is going to distort it ever so slightly. Give it a bit of grime. I don't even know if you can hear this over the internet. Somewhere in there. Just want to give that a little bit of grime. That's great. Should I compress that? Nah. The tape emulation is going to compress it a little bit anyways, so which is why it's distorting. So we're going to call that one good. What do we have next? The acoustic kick. The acoustic kick is actually already compressed, I think. Because in here, there's already compression on the kick, there's already compression on the snare, and it's also going through so many different microphones and stuff, like it's going through an overhead mic, a room mic, its own mic. So I'm going to ignore that. Let's pull up this thing again. What else do we have? Just a bunch of different things. Okay, great. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do a bit of a trick. Oh, I forgot to turn on the emulation over here. Whoops. Console emulation is not set up. Now that one is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little trick I like to do to help add a bit of space to the drums. 9:17. Don't know if I'm going to get this done in time, but let's find out. Excuse me. So to add a bit of space to the drums, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in a free filter that I found on the Finternet. Free filter Finternet. So I'm going to replace this with a GFX chain. I'm going to insert, where is it? this Marvel GEQ. It's called Marvel GEQ by Voxengo, and it is essentially a EQ, but it's a mid-side EQ, and it's free, which is awesome. So I'm going to go mid-side stereo, at the mid. So basically what I do is I make the mids nice and bassy, and make the side nice and trebly, like so. So basically what I do, so to make sure everything matches up, what I do is I go here, and I go, let's see, 6, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, minus 6. So basically the idea with this, free 99, the idea with this is that it is, because I'm doing it mid-side, what I do, I put the high frequency stuff in the sides and the low frequency stuff in the middle, and then that gives it a bit of space and a bit more character, and get stuff out of the middle, because that's going to be the big challenge for me right now, is because the synthesizers are all have such a wide stereo field, trying to make it sonically interesting to kind of, okay, what am I going to put in what side and that sort of thing. So 6, 5.5, 5, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 3, 2.5, 1. How many things are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, 16. So I should go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one here should be like 0.5. Let's just do it this way. 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. That's not going to be enough. 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. You know what? It'll be good enough. And this is going to be minus 0.5, minus 1, minus 1.5, minus 2, minus 2.5, minus 3, minus 3.5, and minus 4. And then all I got to do is flip these guys around and do the exact opposite. So that becomes 4, 3.5, 3, etc. I won't keep saying the numbers because it's annoying myself, to be honest with you. But yeah, this plugin is actually completely free. Well worth a download, quite frankly. I use it on almost all of my my drum tracks just because I can. It really helps with acoustic drums too. Acoustic drums is where it really kind of shines. I'm not sure how it'll sound with this, but and because you're cutting the same amount that you're adding, it doesn't change the volume, which is great. Okay, so that's that one done. And so the only other thing I'm going to do, and I got 10 minutes, is I'm going to just clean up some stuff I don't need, and I'm going to go over to the master. This is way too early to be doing anything on the master bus. This is definitely some speed mixing. And I'm going to throw in one of the plugins I've actually paid for. I'm going to throw in, let me save what I've got, because I haven't saved it in a while. Good lord. In fact, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to back this up somewhere, because I only have one copy. I always get paranoid only having one copy of things. So I'm going to FTP this to a server, since I don't want to, since it's just an easy thing to do. Yep. There we go. Now if something goes wrong, I have at least one more copy of it. Okay. Great. Right. Master. So I use, for my mastering, Ozone from Isotope. It is a fantastic mastering plugin. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a preset from here, a nice heavy preset where I'm going to, anything that's going to give me, just make it nice and wide. What do we have? Smooth mid-range, smooth high, increase space. That sounds good. Expand high end, control dynamics, something like that. Analog adaptive. Okay. Computer music is like a hard RPG. Save early, save often. Exactly. It's like I tell my Christian friends. Jesus saves, so should you. Enables all ozone to automatically match effective game when bypass. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give a listen to this. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to play it, and you can actually hear the difference it's going to make, hopefully. Hopefully that will translate over the internet. Might be a little bit much. Might be a little bit much. I also, if I can, this might actually choke my computer to death, but I want to change this to crisp. Holding. Turn my headphones out a bit. Gotta borrow that one. Jesus save, so should you. I know he's done a lot. So here's one thing, after not talking for a while, here's one thing I learned from Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and that is I like having really punchy, loud snares. The snare might be a bit too loud and punchy, so I might pull it back a hair, like a dB, just because it is pounding my volume maximizer. I also like dynamic range. I don't like songs that are mixed super loud. So I like to give it a bit of room to breathe, although with a song like this, obviously you don't want to, it needs to be loud. It needs to be loud and pounding, but I like to give songs room to breathe. I like dynamic range, so let's give it another listen and see, and keep an eye on the snare hits. Because right now, this maximizer, it's pulling the snare back more than anything else. okay if it peaks. Now I want to download a piano app onto my tablet just so I can play around with the stuff I hear in my head sometimes. You absolutely should. Hey, you know what? That stuff's no good in your head. My thing about it is, and I mean, this is, I'm Christian, so coming from a Christian's perspective, I was working with a friend who actually recorded a song with her, and this beautiful song, and she was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. And I'm like, yo, this song isn't going to actually touch people's lives if it stays in your head. So if you have music that's going to make somebody smile, get it out there, because it's not doing any good in your head. Even if it's not great, even if it's not amazing, that's okay. It's more important that it's out there than that it's perfect. So, yeah, there's my bit of inspiration for the day. Music's no good if it stays in your head. You gotta get it out there. So what I'm struggling with now is the snare is still kind of peaking somewhere. But beyond that, I think I'm pretty happy with this. What time is it? 9:29, look at that. So the snare is not compressed, which is good. So I want a nice big punchy snare. Not peaking there. Is it peaking in the overhead or something? What do we have here? The room mic. The room mic is pretty loud. I pull that down a little bit. Why isn't that looping? I wanted that to loop. I'm thinking 1.5 dB maybe. Somewhere there. Just take a bit of the edge off the maximizer. One thing I should have done beforehand was I should have done a bit of panning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the organ, stick it over there. Take this lead, put it over there. And I'm also going to, I want to widen the blue loop, if possible. I'm going to accomplish with channel tools, hopefully. So I'm going to go mid-side. Crank up the side gain. PaulTGG, motivational speaker extraordinaire. That didn't seem to work. Oh, you know what the problem is? The problem is that this effect is actually really... Where's the bloop bloop? There it is. This effect is really stereoized anyways. If I go over to here, it's got a reverb on it, it's got a cross delay, didn't want that. It's got a delay, reverb, small room size, damp level, compress, distort, modulation. I turn on the modulator. Oh, it's got modulation. Depth, speed, delay, feedback, depth. Didn't help. You know what? I'm going to leave it. I could try like a subtle channel tools thing. Just to help a little bit. Go -3 in the mid, +3 in the side. Call that good. So basically, like I've created a bit of space in the middle. A little bit much, actually. Let's go into -2. And the bloop bloop is kind of an important sound as well. So, okay, well, it is now 9:33. So it has been officially 3 hours since I began working on this song. Let's give it a listen, and we'll see what it sounds like. Now, one thing I did forget to do is give myself a bit of space at the beginning. Whoops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of this forward a measure. And I kind of go to the end real quick and make sure this moved forward a measure. Looks like it did. It did not. Redo that move. That's at -3. I got to pull that forward. Oh, hold on. Let's go quarter notes. So this is actually pretty much done. I am pretty happy with this. 3 right there. That's at -15.7. That goes right there. And that's at the bottom. That goes right there. And that one can go there. All right, so that should do the trick. Quick listen to the fade out, then we'll listen to the whole thing, and then we'll call it good. Sure. Okay, let's give this a listen, and we're going to call it a night, I think. So far, so good. This is potentially the finished product. I don't know if I like the EQ on that. Clean it up a little bit. I'm liking it so far. The pad's a bit subtle, but it's also not going to be overpowering. The bass is full, nice and stereoized. Hopefully I'm broadcasting in stereo. Hopefully I can actually hear this in stereo if you're listening to it on speakers or headphones or something. So that sound is over on the right side, which is fine. Meant to be that way. Drop. The organ isn't really far enough over, but it kind of is far enough over the levels. I'm measuring over a little bit more. Into the left. Drums still sound a bit weird. I'm not happy with the compression of them. I might try and find that. We'll see if I get sick of it or not. I will admit the snare is bugging me a bit. Another thing I don't like is how that one thingy ended. This guy here. Sounds corny, I don't like that note. Snare might not be distorting, it might just be a delay somewhere. Or it could be high in distortion. So I'm generally pretty happy with it. A couple changes I want to make. One is back here. That main lead sound I'm not digging. Pretty good. Thank you very much, King James. I know what the problem is. I think. I'm just saying that. I might not know what the problem is. What I actually need to do is zoom in on this. So I need to change this to 1/8 notes. Pull that back to there. Pull that back to there. Put that up to there. Something went screwy in there. I'll fix it later. That's better. The problem was that because of the way the loop was working, it was being silly. So let's delete one of those nodes, delete that node, delete that node. Not that node. Why is this being all weird? I'll just put that there. Okay. Although, no, actually, I kind of want that back there, don't I? There's fine, wherever. Okay, so that's done. I don't care if that crawls back up. I'll pull that out just to be safe. In fact, I'm just going to delete that node. Okay, so I can see composer problem starting already. You're going to dream about this one. Oh, probably. The funny thing about it is when I do songs quickly, I tend to not remember them very well. So, like, I remember one time I was trying to film a music video just for fun, just something goofy. And so I literally, like, wrote it was on a four-day weekend. So on Friday I wrote and recorded the song. Saturday morning I re-recorded a couple bits. Saturday that day recorded the music video, cut the video Sunday, and it came out on Monday. Something like some crazy schedule like that. And so I'm recording this video trying to lip sync, and I couldn't remember the words so many times. I'm kind of going, what are the words again? What? So they're trying to play guitar and lip sync, and it was a whole thing. Okay. Excuse me. So this is pretty good. It's now 9:41. I need to go to bed because I've been really tired lately. Excuse me, but I'm pretty happy with this overall. I'm not happy with the snare. Oh, you know what else I forgot to do? I need to move this to there and pull that one to there. It does seem like there's just some high-end distortion, so maybe I just need to pull everything down a touch. So pull everything down, like, say, 3 dB. That to -8, that to -9.2. That seems to be helping, actually. And pull this down to -4.2. Okay. Snare drum whistle has got to be heard. I know, right? It sounds better. This transient emphasis, if I turn that on, what will that do? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to take the thing over a loop. I'm going to call this done for now anyways. I'm going to give it a listen. Might do a few tweaks tomorrow, but to get it done quickly, I'm going to call it done. So, 9:43, so three and a quarter hours basically. I mean, still, can't really complain. 3.25 hours going from absolutely nothing to what we've just been listening to. So I'm not mad at that, especially because it's me. So I'm just going to quickly export this so I can take it with me to work tomorrow, listen to it in the car maybe, or listen to it on my earbud, little tiny crappy earbuds at work. Exporting entire mix, MP3, 48K, 16-bit, the entire mix, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we're going to call this test, like so. High pass and low pass, variable bitrate. Okay, great. So back to the chat screen. So this has been an awesome couple of music days. I should really do music streams more often. Yeah, I had a blast tonight, dude. Like a blast on Tuesday and tonight doing this. I've had an absolute riot. It's been a lot of fun. I know you can see it in my face. But I have really enjoyed it. It's been a while since I did a music stream, so I really like this. And the fact that it came together so quickly is awesome. So, I think I'm going to call it a night, though. I should probably go get ready for bed. Get to bed. It's not even that late. It's like 9:45 here in Pacific time, but I've just been really tired and haven't been sleeping well, so I'm going to go to bed. Yeah. So my next scheduled stream is Monday, March the 5th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. You missed the ride? Yeah. It wasn't that good. Yeah, my next stream is March the 5th, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Can't even talk now. It'll be a video game of some sort. But yeah, that's the plan. Any off-schedule streams, of course, if I stream on, I won't be streaming tomorrow, won't be streaming Saturday. If I stream on Sunday or any other off-schedule streams, will be announced on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter to hear about those, and of course check PaulTGG.com for the tweets, highlights, Instagrams, YouTubes, various other shenanigans. Shout out to King James. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. Appreciate that. And to Huarang2299, thank you very much for the host. Yeah. This will probably be coming to it. This song will be coming to a Twitch streamer near you somewhere. Not sure where or when. Like I say, the person I originally started doing this for, this is not what they were looking for. So, but I might shop it around and see if some other of my Twitch friends would like some music that they can use legally. So, shout out to copyright law. Okay, so anyways, I am out of here for the night. So until Monday, and while this song still renders, say hi to your folks for me. I love you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching and hanging with me on these music streams here Tuesday and today. I'll be back on Monday with your regularly scheduled games. Until then, have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.